Good morning and welcome to the Mike Show for Saturday, August 1, 2026. 75 degrees at 11:33 a.m. and I'm your host, Val Kamal, and I'm a sinner. And I'm powerless and my life is unmanageable. Humility and gratitude are the keys to life. It's always today, it's always now. My life is not my own. My will not be done. There's no reality but God, and the only thing we have to do is die. So, how are we going to live today, Max? How are we going to live today, Koki? I hope and pray I can live from my heart, a life based on faith and not fear. Well, look at there's Coke. There's Coke. Look at Coke. Koki. Oh, how do we get that little face in there? How could you not love that little face? She's so sweet. Yeah, you are, Koki, aren't you? Princess Coco Honey Bunny II. So anyway, we've been up since pre-dawn. Max woke us up. He was being a prick to Elsie, and that woke me up, and I couldn't fall back to sleep. Then I heard somebody go throw up, and it ended up, I'm pretty sure it was Max. But I don't know why he's got it in for her, but he just won't cut her any slack sometimes, and it really bothers me. Hey, Bobby. So anyway, we all went outside. The girls were fairly good about sticking around. And I think I got out of bed around 20 after 7. Fell asleep on Audie's bed in the living room, watching the movie all through the night. An old Humphrey Bogart movie. And yeah, we got up and emptied the noogie boxes, made some coffee. Oh, let everybody out. Had to put their little harnesses on. Mackie's going to lay down on his keyboard. I thought he was. Look at Coke. Look at Coke. So yeah, I've already had a carafe of coffee. Just finished an iced coffee. Been to Old Mill Coffee to get more coffee. Been to the credit union. Been to Tractor Supply to get some cat food. Swung by Farmer's Market to pick up a cinnamon roll. Saw my optometrist at the beach with his bride and their granddaughter, 2-year-old, and their dog. And nice catching up with him. I'll be going to see him for an eye exam on the 24th of this month. Oh boy. So anyway, it's kind of windless out there. The conjurers tell us it's raining right now. I'm not seeing it, feeling it, or hearing it when I'm out there, but hey, what do I know? I might be in a different dimension. So anyway, just finished a sausage and a couple over easy eggs. And what are we doing, Koki? We're trying to figure out what we're going to do today. And with that, we're going to take a little break. Welcome back. And I don't really mean that. And I didn't mean it when I said good morning either. Still here with that Koki. Look at Coke. So anyway, yesterday's thumbnail was a shot of our beloved Uncle Stuart. It was taken right around this time of the year back in 2015. Probably one of my best and favorite photographs of Stuart. He was a good boy. He had that quiet, noble dignity. And Dewey is loved and missed by everyone, even those that didn't know him. And one thing I will never forget was, it was in April, I believe, in 2001. Maybe it was 2002. I don't honestly know. I just know that it was in April. And these two girls were walking by here with a pit bull that got away from them, and it tore open Stuart like you wouldn't believe. He literally could have died. It wasn't until a week later the vet told me after emergency surgery he honestly didn't think he was going to make it. So that was the grace of God, and that vet's skills as a surgeon. But anyway, why did I start going there? I never really realized until that happened how unique our bond was, because I was the only human that Stuart trusted. He showed up when we lived in an apartment on the corner of 11th Street and Lockwood. He was starving and eating birdseed. He was just this tiny little thing, and Mischief and Rascal were 5 years old already, somewhat settled down, and here this bouncy little thing with a head too big for his body joined our family and became a member. It was the year Stuart Little movie came out, because that was where his name came from. Tui. I think that was 1998. Anyway, the rest is history. And he was the glue that held us all together when there were 10 of us and even beyond. And we lost him on June 5th, 2016. He was old. He had congestive heart failure. He had congestive heart. He had kidney disease, and 18 years old. Yeah, he is loved and missed. So anyway, that was Tui, one of my favorite photos of him. And we are back again, and I'm hard-pressed to remember what we did yesterday. When your brain is soft and getting softer, that's just the way it is. Oh boy, what did we do? I think I pedaled a bike to the library to drop a book, and I ended up getting a new one, another James Lee Burke novel that he wrote and actually was published this year. The guy's 90 if he's a day, and he's still pumping out novels, which is amazing. But I really like his style of writing and his subjects, so anyway. Hey, Coke, we read 4 chapters of that last night, didn't we, baby girl? Yeah, we did. Where else did I go besides the library? I think I picked up a watermelon at Save-A-Lot. Ate half of it. It got up to 89 degrees here. I heard it was even warmer than that out in Asanique. My optometrist told me, he lives out there, and he said it was like 95 or more out there. But yeah, it was so nice to see him walking with his granddaughter. And anyway, I know in the afternoon later on, I went to Culver's to get a 2-piece fish and chips and some frozen custard. I wanted to get caramel cashew, but they didn't have any, so I got caramel truffle, which wasn't bad either, but I would prefer the cashew. That's just me, though. What else did we do? We went and got the truck washed yesterday, and then it ended up raining. That was a big thing yesterday. We finally got some electrical storms and rain. The conjurers have been promising us all week, and we got quite a bit of rain, and there was some real nice storms. Spent a lot of time out here hanging out with the Loves. Heard from my friend from Virginia, and they said they'd be having dinner out at Bolton Bar at 6:30, and that just didn't work for me. They called me later and said it was actually going to be 7. And with the weather the way it was, and I was tired as usual, and things just weren't meant to be for that. So, but I really had an enjoyable time with them last week when we got to be able to go spend some time together catching up, and went to Culver's and got caramel cashew frozen custard, went down and sat at the break wall and shot the breeze, and went by brown trout, which didn't last long because there was hardly anybody there. And anyway, I was glad I got a chance to see him. They were busy cleaning up his bride's father's farm, he passed away last year, end of September, early October. I can't remember exactly when it was, but anyway, so they were here nearly 2 weeks, and they spent the majority of their time out there working on that. Coke. Oh, baby. So anyway, we're going to take a little break. And we are back again. And I've been trying to stay away from watching what passes for news and bullshit and politics and all that, but something I just couldn't keep away from was watching that little rat face fuck Dr. Fauci pleading the Fifth Amendment to all the questions that were asked him at a congressional hearing. And as far as I'm concerned, that little fuck should be put against a wall and shot. He helped fund COVID. He helped create COVID. He got wealthier off of COVID. And he's not going to be held accountable. And anybody with half a brain, and even less, should be able to figure out when you get a preemptive pardon by the president, which the whole concept of a pardon is you've got to be convicted of something first. And then just pleading the Fifth Amendment to every question he was asked, and coming there with 6 lawyers. I believe it was 6. That little fuck, he's a lying little weasel, and he should be executed for what he's done to the world, this country. And hey, I know there's going to be no justice in this world because people at that level, and that nothing ever happens to them. And I'm sorry, I know it's not very Christian of me and all that, but I hope that little fuck rots in hell for eternity. And I still can't believe, with all the evidence out there, that there are people that still think that man's just a gift to the humanity, you know? He pulled the same bullshit in the 1980s during the HIV epidemic. Anyway, that's enough of that. But him and anybody like him, again, I can't emphasize it enough, and in the words of Dr. Hunter S. Thompson, greedheads, land rapers, politicians that are screwing everybody and everything, all these people that put on this face like they're doing so much good in the world, like Hunter Thompson said, they should be fucked, broken, and driven from the land. So anyway, we are back again, and this is something that was in a James Lee Burke novel. One of the characters in it said this, and I say it a lot now. I wrote it down just in part because of what I just said before the break. But God, please forgive me for my terrible thoughts about my fellow man. Thoughts, words, and deeds. Who am I to judge, hey? I don't know. I know I ain't no angel. As far as I know, I've never committed mass murder, or any kind of murder for that matter. I've done some shitty things. I said some shitty things, no doubt about that. We all do. Not justifying it, just admitting it. And I do try, though, you know, and I do try to be accountable for what I think, say, and do, and have for a long time. And it's something I discovered years ago when I put the standards I learned at AA about cleaning up your own backyard before you start complaining about the neighbors, and being accountable for what you think, say, and do. And years ago, when I got sober, I started applying those things to everything and everyone. And let's just say, from my point of view, I don't see a whole lot of that happening. A lot of talk going on, but when you look at the actions, it's a whole different matter. Especially when you're getting wealthy off of other people's misery and death. There's so many degrees of wrong there, I don't even know where to begin. But anyway, I think I might go do some plinking this afternoon. And again, I might do nothing. I don't know. Mackie's over there. Cokie's over there. Look at that Coke. Gracie and Ruth are on the tower. Princess Elsie's upstairs, and she's doing pretty good today. So I think that's all we got. From the cold gray ashes and coals of my cold black heart, my broken, beaten, battered, bruised, bloody, burdened, empty, hollow, cracked, shattered, hopeless, forsaken, forlorn, bitter, angry, tired, resentful, twisted, convoluted, confused, grieving, happy, ungrateful soul. Piss off. Happy Saturday, and thanks for not tuning in.